Good morning. This is Ms. Howard, and welcome to Math Made Possible. I believe I can. I'll be instructing you today from the 5th grade math, Illustrative Math series, using Unit 6. And today we're going to be starting a two-part video where we'll discuss Lesson 9, 10, and we'll use equivalent expressions to add and subtract fractions and unlike denominators. All right, so in order to begin this, I want to make sure that we start with our basic foundation of how to add and subtract fractions, which is we have to have two basic concepts down. Number one, we have to make sure that we have a common denominator. Common meaning same denominator. So we cannot add or subtract fractions if they don't have the same units. So this part of the video is going to be going over how do you find a common denominator, right? All right, so one of the first steps that we can do, first strategies that we can do is you can ask yourself, can I multiply a number by one of the denominators to get the other denominator? So let's take a look at that. We have our 4 as a denominator and we have our 8 as a denominator. Well, I know using my math facts that if I multiply 4 times 2, that will give me the common denominator of 8. Again, we're trying to make like denominators. Whatever I do with now we're going to go into after we find our common denominator, we have to make equivalent fractions. So whatever I do at the bottom, I also do at the top. So 3 times 2, that equals 6. Now we don't need to change 2 over 8 because our denominator is already 8. So all I'm going to do is move it over and keep the same fraction. Another student was saying, hey, Ms. Howard, can you make sure that we understand that? So that's basically saying 1 over 1. Why? Because 2 times 1 equals 2 and 8 times 1 equals 8. I'm going to go ahead and circle my addition sign because that's what we need to do. And for this one, we're going to be adding. So we know that 6 plus 2 equals 8. And we know that 8 over 8 is equal to 1. Now, please understand, students, when you see this, you're going to see this multiple ways. You can see an answer choice with an improper fraction. You can see the answer choice in a mixed number. And in this case, you can see it as a whole number. Now, let's look at our next strategy. This one says multiplying both denominators. Please understand that with this one, you will get larger values. So that's the downfall to this one. So that's basically just like this. We're going to take 5 and 4. We're going to multiply those two numbers together. 4 times 5, well, that equals 20. Let me make my 2 a little better. Okay, great. All right, we're making, these are our common denominators. Now we're going to multiply to get our equivalent fractions. And 4 times what can give us 20? Well, since we have multiplied by the opposite denominator, which is 5, we'll put 5. I know that 4 times 5 equals 20. Whatever I do at the bottom, I also do at the top. And we know that 3 times 5 equals 15. Same thing with our denominator of 5. What do we know about when we multiply 5 times what will give us 20? Well, we know that the opposite denominator is up here, which is 4. So 5 times 4, that will give us 20. Whatever I do at the bottom, I also do at the top. 4 times 4, that equals 16. Now here we go with what I was speaking of before. where we will have greater values. So we have 5 plus 6, that is 11. You carry that 1, and that makes our numerator 31 over 20. Now, we were just not talking about, you'll see this in different ways, especially when you're looking at your answer choices. If you don't see this answer choice, understand that it might be a mixed number answer choice. So I know that 20 over 20 equals 1 whole, right? And how many left from 20? So 31 minus 20 will give me 11 over 20. Now let's take a look at this one. I forgot we had to circle our addition sign. All right, let's take a look at this one. Now this one says T-chart, least common multiple. So we are going to make a T. And at the top, we're going to write our denominators, 4 and 5. And now all we're going to do is we're going to list out our multiples of 4 and then list out our multiples of 5 until we get a common one. So that will be 4, 8, 12, 16, and then 20, and then we'll have, let's extend our line down here, 5, 10, 15, 20. And as you can see here, we have found our common denominator, and that will be 20. Now I'm going to go ahead and rewrite my fractions vertically. It's easier to make equivalent fractions when your numbers are lined up vertically, because you're just going straight across. We're going to put our minus sign, minus 2/5. Okay, and again, our common denominator will be 20. Let's erase that one a little bit so we can have more room to write our answer. Let's bring it up just a tad. Okay, now we have to do our next step, which is finding our equivalent fractions. And let's start at the top. We have 4 times what will give us 20. Well, if we look at our chart right here, we can count down. That will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And whatever we do at the bottom, we also do at the top. So we know that 3 times 5, that equals 15. And then we'll we look right here and we said, what do we have to multiply times 5 in order to get 20? And that would be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whatever I do at the bottom, let me erase that and make that a little neater. Okay. And we'll say 2 times 4, that equals 8. And so we'll add 15 plus 8, and that will give us, let's put our answer down here. Ooh. Oh, no. Well, no worries. 15 plus 8 That's 13. And then we add our 1 up here. Let's make it imaginary. And 1 plus 1 equals 2. So 23 over 20. And now I'm going to do that same strategy that I did over here, where I converted it into a mixed number. I asked myself, how many groups of 20 can I make in 23? That will be 1. Another way that you can view that is, you know that 20 over 20 equals 1. And then we will have 3 left over 20. Another concept that I need you to remember is, as you saw me do these, you realize that we did not add our denominators. We did not change them in any way, right? Oh, I made a mistake here, guys. This is a subtraction. This is a subtraction. So let me redo that one. So you saw that everyone makes mistakes. All right, let me see if there's any way I can decrease this. I don't want it. Let's see. Oh, it keeps expanding. Yes, thank you. All right, I didn't have to. A quick glitch. All right, so 15. That will be, do I have my pencil? Okay. 7 over 20. Yay! So we got the right answer. I'm so glad that I went back and I looked at my work and realized that we were supposed to be subtracting, not adding. So thank you so much for being with us today. I appreciate you being here. Until the next video, well, I'll do some more practice with how to find common denominators. If you would like this video, despite my mistake, please go ahead and like and subscribe. I really appreciate the support. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.